This week marks Palm Sunday, which is also known as Passion Sunday, and we get a lot of gospel readings at Mass this week. We start Mass with this triumphant procession in. It begins in the back of the church, right? And we all have palm branches, and Mass starts in an unusual way because usually there's a procession and an entrance hymn, and then everything starts up front. The priest is going to be in the back of the church when Mass starts. And there's going to be a reading from the Gospel of the reading of Jesus processing into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, right? We call it Palm Sunday because the people are waving palm branches. It's a very familiar story, but it also has some curious details in it, right? They're waving branches, they're throwing cloaks on the ground, they're covering the donkey in these garments. Jesus is riding a donkey into a city. Like, what in the world is going on here? These are all these gestures of adoration and showing respect for this person who is coming into Jerusalem, right? Even the words that they're shouting out, Hosanna, it's a Jewish exclamation, kind of like we would say, yeah, or like people in the American Revolution said, huzzah, right? It's this word that just kind of means like joy and excitement and praise. So they're shouting, Hosanna to the Son of David. And Jesus is coming in on this donkey, this colt, right? This young donkey. What in the world is going on there, right? The Gospel of Matthew points out there's a prophet who said, your king is coming to you riding. He's humble and he's on this donkey, not on a big war horse like a lot of kings normally would. So that's going on. But also in the background here in the Old Testament, King David's son Solomon, when he takes over being the king of Israel, he rides into Jerusalem on a donkey. And so Jesus is doing this very visible public display that he is the rightful heir to the Davidic throne, right? Sort of like if I were on film here to you at a big mahogany desk wearing a suit with a tie with an American flag in the background and the Great Seal of the United States behind me, you'd get the idea that I'm at least pretending to be the president, right? And so this is kind of what's going on with Jesus riding on a donkey. He's giving a very visible display that he is David's son, which is why they're all shouting, Hosanna to the Son of David, right? And so that's the first gospel passage at the very beginning of Mass, before Mass really even gets kicked off. Then you'll have the normal procession into Mass, and then we have the regular liturgy of the Word and the longest gospel of the year. We're going to read the entire Passion narrative. It's a lot. There's a lot of really great details in there. I would really encourage you, take some time before Mass or after Mass to read through it on your own. Because listening to it at Mass while you're, a lot of us will be sitting, sometimes you'll be standing, but while you're at Mass, it's hard to take it all in. There's so much detail here. It's going to cover all of Jesus' passion, right? His agony in the garden, his passion, his arrest, his betrayal, his crucifixion, and finally him being interned in the tomb. There's a lot going on there, a lot of details to take in. So I'd encourage you to read it on your own outside of Mass and just try to focus on one detail that you find interesting and maybe ask the Lord, why is he bringing this to your attention this year at this time? Because there's a lot that he's trying to say to us through these Gospels this week.